Hey guys, welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Che Arena. As much as we complain about our phones listening to us and using that information to send ads to us about things that we're interested in, wait, that reminds me, discount trips to Las Vegas, discount trips to Las Vegas, discount trips to Las Vegas, discount trips to Las Vegas. It's still nice having people know where we are. Now everyone look into your phone camera and say I love you to the FBI agent who's in charge of looking over you. Having the opposite happen, like having no one know where you are, seems way worse. If you go missing, it's only a matter of time before people stop looking for you and you could still be out there. I found some of the most interesting cases of this for today's list of top 10 missing people who were mysteriously found alive. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also, follow Most Amazing Top 10 on Instagram and Facebook. It's a great way to get to know myself and the other hosts a little bit better. There's loads of more content over there for you guys, so please dig into it. We would love for you guys to check out our social media. And without taking any longer, let's get into this list. Number 10 on our list is Michelle Whitaker. We're gonna kick off this list with something that I actually think is pretty gangster. Michelle Whitaker was living a pretty basic life. She was an employee at a Waffle House. She lived with her mom, and her boyfriend were just letting the time pass as love slowly faded between them. Then in 2002, she just vanished, along with another female worker at the Waffle House. This was out of nowhere and the police had very little to go on. The main suspect was Whitaker's boyfriend, who is now suspected in killing both women. Then, 6 years after Whitaker dropped off the face of the earth, there was a true crime story about her, and someone recognized Michelle Whitaker as their neighbor. She told her what was up, and then Michelle reunited with her family. So get this, Michelle was just fed up with her old life and bounced. She never told anyone, just thought everyone here stinks, I'm out, then started a new life. That's so ballsy and I love it. I also have no idea if the boyfriend went to jail or if he killed the other employee of the Waffle House, but Michelle going missing definitely messed his life up huge. Number 9, Melvin Uphoff and Jacqueline Rains Kirkman. This is a big time one. This couple from Nebraska went missing for over 44 years. That's an insane amount of time to be gone. How would you even know what the person looked like anymore? In 44 years, my skin is gonna be so sun damaged from laying on beaches with no sunscreen that you won't know if I'm Che Arena or Keith Richards that got turned into a handbag. Well, the two were gone for so long because they did the same thing. They left by choice. He was 31 and she was 18, so they left and didn't tell anyone because they just wanted to be left alone. My guess is that their community would have frowned on a relationship between an 18-year-old and a 31-year-old, but that's just me. I think most groups of people would be like, hey, that's gross, don't do that. Like, she just had her prom and you're about to do your last mortgage payment. What do you even talk about? Number 8, Denise Bolser. You're working your 9 to 5, you want to make a little more money, what do? You could ask for a raise. I mean, you've been working hard, why not? Maybe some extra hours. Or you could be a straight up G and you could embezzle money from the company. This list is full of a bunch of gangsters who just don't care. Denise Bolser did just this. She was a bookkeeper in New Hampshire and she decided to skim a little off the top. The only thing is she screwed up and she got caught. She broke the golden rule of stealing, which is it's not stealing until you get caught. Well, Denise ain't no punk, so instead of going with the police, she faked a ransom note that said we got your wife, left it for her husband to find. She then got on a plane and started a new life in Florida. She bounced from her old life, beat the police, then moved to the Sunshine State. Denise, you're a goddamn legend. She didn't get discovered until 2002. By then, the charges had been dropped and Denise had a wicked tan. Number 7, Lucy Ann Johnson. I gotta say, everyone thinks it's dudes that are the kings of ghosting, but so far on this list, y'all got me pretty impressed, ladies. It's no different with Lucy over here, who in 1961 bounced without a trace. No one could find her. She didn't even leave a note, no goodbyes. This is tier 5 ghosting, ladies and gentlemen. The sad part about this is she left behind her 7-year-old daughter, Linda Evans. That's some cold stuff, man. You can be sure that little old Linda needed a lot of therapy to get over that one. It wasn't until 52 years later that Linda decided to put out an ad in a paper looking for her mom. Bold move. She got a response from her half-sister. Linda later found out that her mom split because her father was abusing Lucy and was constantly cheating on her. Lucy tried to take her kids but couldn't make it happen. She was so afraid for her own life that she was willing to leave her kids behind so she could have her own safety. She was clearly very, very afraid. If you're willing to go to these risks, who knows what kind of danger she was in. Number 6, Brenda Heist. So you're living in Pennsylvania and you meet 3 strangers who give you some emotional support while you're going through your divorce. What's the next course of action? I mean, you could be happy that you made some new friends in this hard time and use the help to face your oncoming struggle. Or you could disappear with them, abandoning your ex-husband and your kids, leaving in 2002. Then have your husband declare you dead in 2010, and then spend the next 3 years of your life homeless. And then you finally turn up in 2013 with a family that's pretty pissed. Sometimes when you run, you're like a G, or sometimes you fumble the ball and you end up wearing the same pair of underwear for 6 days in a row. Yuck. Number 5. Petra was just a mild-mannered girl. She was working in computer sciences and probably was a little bored with her life. One day in 1984, she was supposed to go to her brother's birthday party and she never arrived. That's pretty cold. She decided to take off the day of her brother's birthday, then every one of his birthdays after that wouldn't be his birthday. It would be the day Petra went missing. She was even declared dead when a murderer confessed to killing her in 1989, but then 31 years after her disappearance, she popped up in Dusseldorf, Germany. The weirdest thing about this is she wouldn't tell anyone why she decided to give up everything and say goodbye. I think it had something to do with her brother. This is why she decided to mess up his birthdays for the rest of his life. Number 4. Jaycee Dugard. Jaycee Dugard was a very famous case. She was a little girl when she went missing. It was back in 1991 and Jaycee was just 11. There was a massive search for her, but no one could find a trace. It wasn't until 18 years later when she was found. She was kidnapped by a man named Philip Garrido. He kept her captive and she wasn't allowed to tell anyone about her previous life, and Philip kept her isolated so no one would find her. He forced Jaycee to mother 2 kids by him, and he convinced everyone that the kids came from his wife. This is crazy. No one would have seen his wife's pregnancy, not even the family, nothing. So how did no one ask any questions? It was Philip's parole officer who was the one who figured it out and eventually set Jaycee free. She wrote a book about her whole experience and how a huge portion of her life was taken away from her. Number 3. Winston Bright. If you leave everyone you know behind, then you can't come back asking for money later. If you leave everyone you know behind, then you can't come back later asking for money after everything is said and done. This is the kind of stunt that Winston Bright tried to pull off. In 1990, he just disappeared and left his wife behind. She had no idea where he went, and it took her 10 years before she declared him dead. After that, she started to collect his pension from Verizon. I mean, she was sad, but she wasn't so sad that she wasn't gonna get paid. Not taking the money wasn't gonna bring him back. Winston's wife had long forgotten about him. Then 20 years after he disappeared, he showed up with the name Kwame Seku and said he never came back because he had amnesia. This guy was trying to pull off a soap opera. The reason he came back though was to collect his pension, which he now remembered belonged to him. It sounds like Kwame ran into some money troubles on the road. Number 2. Michelle Knight, Gina DeJesus, and Amanda Berry. This one's pretty rough, guys. I wouldn't recommend looking this one up after the video is over. Between the years of 2002 and 2004, Michelle Knight, 21 at the time, Gina DeJesus, 14 at the time, and Amanda Berry, 16 at the time, all went missing. This was because they were all kidnapped by a man called Ariel Castro. He had imprisoned them for 11 years, and while they were his prisoners, he basically treated them like animals. They were starved, raped, and beaten on a regular basis, and Amanda Berry even bore a child by him. They were eventually able to escape by grabbing the attention of some of the neighbors that broke down the door to set them free. Ariel was sentenced to life plus 1,000 years, and he took his life just 1 month into his sentence. Number 1. Howard Wayne Lovell. Let's end the list with something a little bit on a happier note. Howard Wayne Lovell was the pool boy of notorious serial killer John Wayne Gacy. When Howard was only 19, he disappeared. John Wayne Gacy famously killed young men, so a 19-year-old pool boy must have been irresistible for him. Police even found some of Lovell's possessions in Gacy's home. But more than 3 decades later, Lovell was found in Florida, alive. Lovell moved down there, didn't tell anyone, and didn't know that his family was looking for him. He was happy to find out that he could put their hearts at rest, but how do you not talk to your family for 30 years and think that's totally normal? Alright everyone, that's our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also, hit up the comments and let me know what you thought about the video. And follow Most Amazing Top 10 on Instagram and Facebook. It's a great way to get to know myself and all the other hosts here just a little bit better. Until next time, I've been Shade Arena, and I'm not gonna go missing because I'm in the spotlight.